Hi, welcome back everybody. This is Ashir Steve signing in. Welcome back to another tutorial video. So without much further ado, let's jump in. So today we will be discussing how we can configure the DNS server. So let's pull up some PCs here. So some laptops. So and we will create our topology first of all. So we will just create a local topology. And then we need one server here, and we will also take one 2911 router here, and then we need one switch. Okay, so we'll take one 24 port switch. Okay, so let's quickly put our cable. So I'm taking the straight through cable once again, so I will just fix them up first. Okay, so this is how our topology is going to look like. We have 5 computers, and we also have a server here, DNS server. This is going to be our DNS server. We'll put this one router here. Okay, so this is our topology. So we will configure the IP address statically. So let's put a note here which IP we're going to use. Let's use the class B. So 172.16.0.1. okay, so this will be our IP address, and this will also be the default gateway for the router. Okay, so let's first of all put the IP address of this server and the router. So first of all we will just put this router default gateway, and let's rename this one DNS server. So this will be our DNS server. Okay, so DNS server IP address, let's put with the IP address also here. This DNS server's IP address will be 172.16.0.2. Since 1 is our default gateway, 2 will be our default IP for the DNS. Okay, so let's go to the router, and then we will just go to the CLI, and from here we will just enter and say no, and then we'll just go to the router configurations. So let's give enable, and then let's go to the config T for the configuration, and then first of all we will just rename the router. So we'll just give here host name, and then we'll just call this one as R1. Sorry, R1. Enter. So now you can see that router name has been changed. Okay, so now we will go to this interface, that is interface gig 0/0 interface. Okay, so let's put away the IP address of this router. So IP address will be 172.16.1 and subnet mask of 255.0.0, and then we will just give no shut here, so that the link will be up. As you can see, the link is already up. Okay, and then now we will also just exit here, and we'll exit one more time, and we'll save the configurations. So right, yes. So build in a configuration, and let's see the show run command. Make sure that yeah, IP address is already here, so you can see. Okay, all right, so now let's close this, and then we will go to the DNS server here. So we have to put the IP address of this DNS server this statically. So let's go to the desktop here, IP address, and our IP address for this is 172.2 and default 172.16.10 0.1, and this is our DNS. So whenever you use this DNS server, remember you have to put your own IP address here, 172.16.10 0.2. okay, so this is our DNS server. Okay, so now from here we go to the services. So from the services you have to choose this DNS, select this DNS. So since we are configuring the DNS server, so we select this DNS Then we will put over here the name of the DNS. So let's say the address will be like www.ccna.com. okay, so let's give away the name like this, and then we'll just put the DNS server IP address here. 172.16.0.2 is our DNS IP address. So let's save this by adding. So now, as you can see, that it is already safe. But one thing I need to do is we need to turn on this DNS service. Okay, so we have turned on the DNS service. Okay, so now we'll go to the client. We'll see, but before that, okay, so now we go to this HTTP here, and we want to edit here. So what I want to do here is I want to delete all this, and I just want to write here HTML. Here we'll just write a simple just to display when we check our web. I'll just write here, welcome to CCNA class. Okay, so there. So whenever we check the DNS, this name will be resolved by the DNS server. So that is what I want to show you. So let's save this, and we will override it. Yes. Okay, so now let's close that. Now we go to the client, and we will assign the IP address of this client first of all. So we go to the desktop, and then we will just give the static IP here. So let's give the static IP for this 172.16.0.3. we'll start, since 1 is here, 2 is here, and 3 for this client. So okay, so default gateway is 172.16.0.1, and DNS is 172.16.0.2 is our DNS. Okay, let's quickly configure this, all the client as well. 0.16.0.4, 172.16.0.1 default, 172.16.0.2. okay, another third client here, 16.0.6, 0.16.0.1, 0.16.0.2. yeah, so I'm going to speed up here. 1.16.7 there, 2.16.0.1, 2.16.0.2. okay, and the last one of this client is 2.16.0.8, 2.16.0.1, 2.16.2. okay, so now we just see the ping command first of all, whether all this client will be able to reach the DNS. The good thing about DNS is DNS will resolve the name to IP address, and from IP address to name. So resolving the name, all it is done by the DNS server. So we will just prove that first of all. So we'll just go to this one, and we will try to ping the DNS server. So here we just use the ping command, and then we will use 172.16.0.2. okay, so now we can ping that. Alright, then we can just go here, we can just ping from this client, 172.16.0.2. okay, it's pinging. Okay, so now the ping is going. So now let's take this packet, and we will see quickly first. So let's put here, we go to this. Now you can see it's successful. This one, okay, is successful. Alright, last one there. Okay, so everything is successful here. Okay, so now we go to the client, and we will just open the DNS IP address and the HTML file. We'll go to the browser, web browser here, and we'll resolve whether we will see whether the DNS server will resolve the name or not. So first of all, we will just put here from this laptop one, we will try to reach the DNS server here. So www.ccna.com we have put like that. So let's go. Okay, so our client has been acknowledged by the server. So you can see that welcome to CCNA, which we have edited before. So now it's good. So now we will also see again with this now this time we will put the IP address instead of the address. So we will just put 172.16.0.2 is our DNS server IP address. Okay, so it's resolving the name properly when we use the IP also, and when we use www.ccna.com. so both are resolving. That means our DNS server has been successfully configured. So that is how we can check. Okay, let's do another check here from another client. So we go to the web browser. From this web browser we'll just check again www.ccna.com. okay, so now it's coming there. We come to CCNA, and now let's this time we'll stop again, we'll reopen, and we'll check with the IP address once again. So 172.16.0.2. okay, so even this client is able to resolve. So now our DNS server has been configured in a rightful way. So guys, if you have any doubts or anything, you can give your comments in the comment section below. I hope this video has been informative for you. So guys, don't forget to smash the bell icon, like, share and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Thank you.